Congress just hurled an Epstein pipe bomb at Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and Kash Patel, and now comes the time to watch the three of them squirm. You know that famous Spider-Man meme? Oh, yeah, that. This is what it's going to look like as the three of them try to deflect blame. Popcorn is suggested for this one, folks. Let's get to it. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish, and if you're as infuriated and suspicious about the Epstein files and Trump's involvement in them, if you want to know what did the president know and when did he know it, hit that subscribe button right now. Help keep us in business and help us keep you informed. Now then, on to our story. The Epstein files linger in the headlines as one of the biggest and grossest headlines of 2025. Epstein, as you probably know by now, is history's most notorious sex trafficker and was best friends with Donald Trump for decades. Trump has tried and failed to distance himself from Epstein's crimes, and over the objections of Trump and House Speaker Mike Hasno Johnson, Congress voted to release all government files related to Epstein. And already, new information has started to trickle in. Here's a quick recap.
This morning, a look at Jeffrey Epstein's island, the alleged scene of sexual horrors for young women and girls. Video of Epstein's private retreat in the U.S. Virgin Islands shows the expansive grounds along the coastline, a helipad and swimming pool, and inside, tidy bedrooms and bathrooms, a white robe hanging on the door. There are photos of paintings and sculptures. A metal plate on the floor tile includes the name of the island, Little St. James, and there's a room with a dental chair and face masks of men tacked to the wall. House Democrats releasing these images as they pressure the Trump administration to release all of the Epstein files. Republicans accuse them of releasing selective information. Congress passed and President Trump signed a law requiring the Justice Department to release the records in 30 days. There are 2 weeks left. Overnight, a bipartisan group of lawmakers asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to explain how the Justice Department plans to comply. In light of the short 30-day deadline to release the Epstein files, we are particularly focused on understanding the contents of any new evidence, information, or procedural hurdles that could interfere with the department's ability to meet this statutory deadline.
Okay, the dentist chair really bothers me. We know Epstein was a pervert, a deviant, but who has a dental fetish? And who wants to get dental work at home anyway? If questions like that plague you as much as they bother me, stay tuned. There is hope and good news ahead. Now, the Department of Justice under Pam Bondi and the FBI under douche canoe Kash Patel have until December 19th to release all the Epstein files, but there is still lingering doubt about whether or not Bondi will try to block their release by launching new investigations, something she previously vowed not to do. Furthermore, even if the files do get released, Epstein transparency activists fear they will be heavily redacted. Rumors swirled over the summer that Bondi and Patel had agents working overtime to find any mention of Trump in the files and to remove them. But that little scheme, if indeed it is true, just hit a major roadblock. Again, never underestimate a determined Democrat. CBS News now reports that late last night, Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee, led by Senator Adam Schiff of California, asked an internal watchdog to undertake a formal review to check for any, quote, chain of custody problems within the Epstein files. That is, any documents that might have been removed, tampered with, or otherwise doctored before their release. This is something Epstein survivors had also requested and expressed anxiety over. Quote, to reassure the American public that any files released have not been tampered with or concealed, the chain of custody forms associated with records and evidence in the Epstein files must be accounted for, analyzed, and released, close quote, the request read. The full audit will begin immediately, and results must be made public by January 19. So, in other words, Trump, Bondi, Patel, and their other drooling vermin in the administration will have a lot to face up to if any change has been made to the files. Even altering a punctuation mark will look like an admission of guilt, not only because Trump has repeatedly called the files a Democratic hoax, but also because his administration is already embattled over so many other issues. At the time of this recording, both Department of Homeland Security Director Kristi Noem and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth have come under fiery scrutiny over different issues. Again, see our other videos for more on that. But this looks like a Christmas wish come true for those of us that value the truth about Epstein's crimes and Donald Trump's involvement in them. We all know Trump wants a peace prize, so much so that he just accepted a fake one from the FIFA World Cup Soccer Association. So, do you think maybe Jeffrey Epstein gave him one? Think of it. the Jeffrey Epstein Peace Prize, once again spelled Piece. It's gross to think about, I know, and it's high time we all knew the truth. What did the president do and when did he do it? How about a criminal conviction in Trump's stocking this year? If you ask me, it's still better than he deserves. This is Occupy Democrats.